What's going on, guys? I'm Nacho, and I got some more Black Ops 2 footage for you guys. Now, I have a bunch of clips, but a bunch of videos, but I decided to upload this one just a little bit ahead of the rest, being that it's a pistol-only gameplay. I go 63-7 with the B23R pistol. It's a 3-round burst pistol. In my opinion, I just call it the Rafika or Rafika, whichever you prefer, because it pretty much resembles the Rafika from Modern Warfare 2. It's they're pretty much identical. I think maybe the Rafika or I call them the Rafika. The Rafika, they might be better than these, but these are still amazing. I love them. I've seen people go crazy with this. The first time somebody used it against me, I was watching his score, and he had like a 3.0 KD with this against my team. Well, I was playing solo, but against the team that I was in, and he was just going ham with it. So I decided to use it. I knew it was gonna be beastly because it's a 3-round burst. I seen footage of it already, and I was like, okay, this is pretty much the Rafikas, and that's exactly what it is. It's a beast. As you see here, you gotta really pace yourself with the pistol. You can't just rush crazy with it. You'll probably see me. You'll see me like rush forward, like charge him for a second. But if you see that you're like in a bad position, where of course if they have like an assault rifle, of course they're gonna get you from a longer range. So if you're in a position like that, maybe put a one burst into them, and then weaken them, and then just back up, go hide for a second, and then of course when you go hide, their first instinct is to like chase you, like, oh no, you're not running away from me, and because that's what I do sometimes when somebody runs away from me, I chase them. So they're probably gonna chase you. So then if you just hide around the corner, and then they chase you, they pop out the corner, and then boom, you gotta you like sneak up on them, and you have like an advantage. So that's an easy way to use the pistols if you're going for solo pistol only gameplays. And to be honest, you can easily go if you're like an average player, you can easily go a good pistol only gameplay with pretty much any pistol. I mean, this one's a little bit OP, but I guarantee you, if you unlock a few of the attachments and you play around with it, you can definitely get some good high kill games with it. In this gameplay, I am using, of course, like I said, the B23R 3-round burst pistol, automatic pistol, what they call it, with I believe long barrel and extended mags. I'm not too sure. I know, of course, there's no red dot, but I believe those are. I know I have 2 attachments. I'm sure about that, but I'm just not really sure which 2 I'm using. From what I've already used before, I've used the long barrel and extended mags together, so I'm assuming this is what I have on it. The reason why I don't really know is because this is not necessarily an old clip, but this is like a few days old footage. I got this like early on when the game came out. I decided to use it, and for what's it called? For the perks, I'm actually only using 3 perks. I'm using 2 first slot perks, which is, instead of using Ghost or Flak Jacket, I'm actually using Lightweight and Hardline. Second one, I'm not using any of those. I actually took that out to replace it with a wild card, the double attachments for the pistol, for the secondary wild card. I believe it's called Secondary Gunfighter, where it allows you to use two attachments for your secondary. In my opinion, I think they should have at least gave the secondary a default as two attachments, and then use a wild card for a third, just like the primary gun would. But instead, they decided to give you only 1 attachment for the secondary, and then use a wild card for a second attachment. I think that's a bummer, because a lot of the secondaries have a bunch of attachments. Like, a lot of the secondaries have the same amount of attachments as the regular default primary weapons. And it's pretty sad, because I would have loved to have used like long barrel, extended mags, and like red dot, or I mean not red dot, laser sight. Too bad you can't use like the laser sight and akimbos together. That's a bummer. That would have been, a little bit OP, but that would have been crazy to run around with those. I don't see why they didn't do that, because it's been done in previous games. You know, you put akimbos on, and then you put steady aim on. That's pretty much equivalent to akimbos and in this game, laser sight, because laser sight shrinks your crosshair down for increased hip fire, and you know, but they don't allow you to have akimbos and laser sight together, so that's a bummer. I would have loved to have done that for this game, but I guess you can't. And for kill streaks, or score streaks in this case, I'm using the lightning strike as the first one, the chopper, the stealth helicopter, as the second, and as you see on the screen right now, I'm using the lodestar. In this map, which is Aftermath, it kind of it's really not that great idea to use these high. Well, you can use high score streaks, but not really high aircraft score streaks. I mean, dogs would be pretty good in this one, but swarms and like chopper and VTOLs and lodestars aren't really too good. This map pretty much to me is just like Downturn from Modern Warfare 2. I mean Modern Warfare 3. It's identical to Downturn. You know, you got the city is destroyed, and you got these high buildings, close quarters combat. You run inside the buildings, things like that. I think it's the same, pretty much. And in Downturn, it was terrible using aircraft in Downturn. It was the worst. But now at least you have dogs, so dogs can run around, you know. But unfortunately, I don't have that. But you know, I would recommend not using aircraft on this map. But you really don't have a choice now, do you? You know, there's no, you can't specify for which class you want certain kill streaks, like in Modern Warfare 3, which is a complete bummer. I have no idea why they took that out of Black Ops 2. I mean, what's the downside of having it in there? I mean, a bunch of people, so many people actually enjoyed that. That was a major plus on Modern Warfare 3 side, and then you just decide to take it out. I don't understand where the logic in that is. I mean, there really is no negative to that. You know, now you can put, if you have like a support class, you can put support streaks. If you have like a rushing class, you can put rushing score streaks in there. You know, if you have a defensive class, you can put defense score streaks. Like for example, capping flags, you can put a guardian. I would never use a guardian, but if I had a created class specific for capping flags and, like, for example, going against tryhards, a clan of like 9 guys, and you know, and we had to win, like screw the KD, just win. I would definitely create a class with like a guardian, a sentry gun, like things like that to help capping flags and things like that. But unfortunately, since there's no specific created class, there's no specific like class score streaks, I'm never gonna use the guardian. I mean, I might use it, but it won't be anytime soon that I use a guardian or a sentry gun. I'm always gonna stick with at least mid to high score streaks, and that's just my opinion. I have no idea why they took those out. And I think I'm gonna create a video on like the negative things that Black Ops 2, that the Treyarch has done on Black Ops 2, because there's a bunch of things that they took out, and I have no idea why they would take things out. But this is the end of the game, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I get the final kill, and then right there I die by a little car. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next time.